There are many different engines on the island of Sodor with many different jobs to do. But in some cases, other engines must do other engines' jobs because they've broken down. Or they're just too lazy, which unfortunately is the case here. Thomas had the day off, so he was puffing around the island with nothing to do. And I'm glad of it. Do you know how tiring it is to be number one on this island? Day and night, the fat controller's on me about some another ridiculous special that I don't even want. Thomas, we're sticking to the script this time. Fine. Like I was saying, Thomas had the day off when he came to a sighting. Percy was there.
Hello, Thomas. You look happy. What are you up to today?
Nothing. I have the day off.
I wish I could have the day off every once in a while.
Thomas felt bad for his friend, so he offered to do his job for him.
Wow, thanks, Thomas. I'm gonna go tell all the other engines how nice you are doing other engines' jobs for them.
No, Percy, that's not what I meant. But Percy was already chuffing away. Later, Thomas was puffing down the line. There, he met Edward near the Red Bridge. Thomas, Percy told me that you were doing other engines' jobs for the day. Is that what you heard? Can you please do my jobs for me, Thomas? Please? Thomas really didn't want to, but he couldn't say no. All right, Edward. I'll do your jobs for you. Thomas wanted to finish his jobs as quickly as possible. That's why he was disappointed to meet Henry over at the docks. Word is, Thomas, that you're going around doing other people's jobs. Well, I guess so, then. Great, then I guess you wouldn't mind taking my cars for me, then. Listen, Henry. You will? Thanks, Thomas. Now Thomas was upset. He was thinking about how he'd get back Percy the next time they met. He didn't even notice that James was on the line ahead of him. Thomas applied his brakes and he tried to stop ahead of James. He stopped just in time. Ah, Thomas, just the engine I wanted to speak to. I know the drill already, James. Just couple them up. Now, Thomas had a long line of cars. He was about to set off again when all of a sudden, it was Duck coming up behind Thomas. Thomas puffed his pistons and tried to see him away from Duck. He didn't want any more jobs to do on his day off. Eventually, Thomas made it to a hill. He huffed and puffed his hardest. Thomas had to puff really, really hard to try to make it up the hill with his long, heavy train behind him. Thomas was glad when he finally made it over the hill. Faster and faster down the side of the hill he went. Then he tried to apply his brakes, but he couldn't. The journey up the hill has broken his brakes. Thomas was now out of control and speeding down the line. Disaster lay ahead. Thomas raced into a siding and shut his eyes. Luckily, no one was hurt, but Thomas, Percy, Edward, James, and Henry had all come off the line. Thomas, what happened?
I thought you were going to help us with our jobs, Thomas.
I was trying to, but then you all asked me to do your jobs for you, and it became too much for me to handle, and I just couldn't say no to any of you. All of the engines felt terrible for what they have done. Just then, Duck entered the sidings. Well, Duck, as you can clearly see, I'm not in any condition to help you do any of your jobs. Sorry. Help me? Thomas, I was trying to help you. You look like you had a lot of trucks there, and I was offering to help you with your train, but you puffed away from me for some strange reason. Oh, sorry about that, Duck. It's quite all right, Thomas. You didn't know. Can we maybe get some help, please? Oh, that's right. I'll go get Rocky right away.
So, Thomas, how was your day off?
Shut up, Percy.